welcome to How to Connect with Donors and Raise More this Giving Tuesday. Today we're going to have JP and Steven from Giving Tuesday Latin America. JP is the director of Giving Tuesday Latin America, and Steven is a marketing manager for Giving Tuesday Latin America. We will also have Jonita. She's a founder of Abundancia for Social Good. And she's an amazing fundraising expert that will help us know how to fundraise more this Giving Tuesday. And me, I'm Laura Cancel. I'm the CEO and founder of NEDDIE. NEDDIE is a fundraising platform for nonprofits, and I will tell you more about that fundraising platform today. We will talk today about how to create awareness, connect with first-time donors, engage with your current community of donors. That will be handled by JP and Esteban from Giving Tuesday. And then Jonita will talk about how to fundraise effectively, not only for Giving Tuesday, but also for the end of year campaign and the rest of the year. And I will talk to you about how to leverage free online tools to further your mission, how to participate in matching programs, and how to understand better how online giving requires less resources but can generate more revenue. Today, we're going to start with JP, the director of Giving Tuesday Latin America. JP is joining us all the way from Brazil. JP, thank you so much for being here with us. And I want to learn more about how to better connect with donors, and especially first-time donors, right? And other things about Giving Tuesday and how you guys are the experts on fundraising. So go ahead, João Paulo.
Yes. Hello there, everyone. Good morning to all of you. Hope you are doing well. So yes, well, first of all, let me introduce myself very briefly. My Portuguese name is João Paulo. Everybody calls me JP, so feel free to call me the way you want. Feel free to introduce yourself here in the chat, yourselves here in the chat as well. We will have some time to exchange for Q&A. So I would love to learn where you're coming from, hear your questions, your ideas for Giving Tuesday as well. I'm pretty much sure most of you already know about the movement, might have even joined the movement in previous years by leading your own campaign or your own activation. Giving Tuesday has been around for 13 years now, especially in the US. It has spread out to all of the world. We have a presence now in around 111 countries, always with volunteers, local volunteers. And Giving Tuesday has grown from a one day for people to do good to a year-round movement where we are promoting generosity and the change in the world through people doing good at every time, everywhere, and connecting with more people doing good. So Giving Tuesday, you might know it as the day after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, then there's Giving Tuesday. Now it's a global movement. It's a charity in the United States, a 501c3. It has around 50 people all around the world doing work so that you can leverage your own Giving Tuesday activation. And if you have joined, you might have your own experience, your own idea of what works, what doesn't work. We run a lot of research on how people behave, how generous people are. And I would like to share with you a few of our findings from the research we do. We have, within Giving Tuesday, what we call Giving Tuesday Data Commons. NEDDIE is a proud partner of us on this global work of trying to understand how people give. And one of the most exciting findings for me is that usually people, when they are generous in more than one way. So they give money, but they also volunteer. They volunteer, but they also give items to charity. It's quite common for people to express their generosity in more than one way only. So instead of sometimes, and if you're running or Giving Tuesday and you have a big number, or a big network of volunteers part of your organization, it might be a good idea to start your fundraising campaign by engaging them, for them to become either financial donors, money donors to you, or eventually bringing other people to give and support your cause. Because that's the second idea, the second thought I wanted to share with you today. It's a common understanding for those working with fundraising or promoting fundraising, promoting philanthropy, that people give to people. Giving is, after all, an action that you do when someone asks you for it. So, and if you have a volunteer, someone that's part of your network, someone who shares your cause, asking on behalf of your organization, it's much more powerful than just running a regular, traditional online fundraising campaign. If you engage your peers, your network, into supporting your Giving Tuesday activation, it usually brings a much better outcome than just running a simple campaign when people don't actually know you and just get and learn about your campaign because you sponsored posts on Instagram, for example. Engage people, engage your network, engage those who already support your cause in order to grow and leverage your fundraising or activation for Giving Tuesday. There's much more we can talk about how to leverage, how to make your Giving Tuesday campaign this year even more effective. But we have around 9 8 9 minutes, and I would love to leave it open to get some of your questions. See what else you want to know about Giving Tuesday, or how to engage, how to make your campaign even more successful, and so on. So I think that's Laura. I think we can go to the questions, right?
Yes, we can. And so I have a few questions for JP. JP, one of the things that you said is so on point. Giving Tuesday helps with brand awareness, right? You have this day where many donors all around the world are giving money and collaborating and volunteering. And you use that day just to create a brand awareness. If you know some donors don't know you in other parts, I think that's a great point with Giving Tuesday. So, JP, I have some questions here for you. The first one is, what are the top donors' behaviors and trends that make Giving Tuesday so unique?
Okay, well, great question. And actually, I forgot to mention that I'm from Brazil, from São Paulo. So if any one of you here who are following us have already been to Brazil, hello, thank you for coming. And please do come, but come to Rio de Janeiro. It's much better than São Paulo. Just wanted to leave that note. And hello to Roberto, to Kate, who have introduced themselves here in the chat. So about branding and getting to know Giving Tuesday, because it develops this sense of warmth, this warm glow on doing good as something that you are doing. Look, Giving Tuesday is a global campaign, a global movement. When you join Giving Tuesday, you're not joining. You're not only running a traditional fundraising campaign in your community. You're actually becoming part of a global movement that's moving millions and millions to do good. And that sense of belonging and sharing helps people to become even more committed into promoting your cause and sharing within their network. So here in Brazil and in many countries around the world, we use WhatsApp. So I know in the US, sending SMS, sending messages is still quite common. I'm pretty much sure a few of you already have the WhatsApp app because you're connected with people around the world. Sending what I usually do, and I see many nonprofits doing in Brazil, they send messages on WhatsApp to their networks saying, give to us and share this message to your network. And because they receive it on WhatsApp through a friend, they are sharing the cause and they are more open to giving.
That's great. That's like peer-to-peer fundraising, which is extremely effective. And WhatsApp, everyone has WhatsApp today. So that's a great free tool to use. I think that's a really good strategy to use. Um, and what data shows the biggest motivators for donors? Are they this emotional storytelling, urgency, or the matching gifts? What's the most like what moves more donors?
I love that question because as an academic, I'm always studying, trying to understand why people give. It's very simple, and Laura. And the first one, it might sound obvious to everybody here, but the first one is the ask. 85% of people give because they got asked for a donation. And asking doesn't it can be you asking to someone directly. It can be through a website, through a newsletter, through a post on Instagram. If people don't know about your campaign and you don't create that sense of the idea that it's coming, hey, it's now, it's here, give to us. If we don't ask, people won't give. Now there are other reasons that why people give because they want to do good. There are people who are altruist for by nature. People give because they want to be part of the community. They see the community giving. So it's quite common for me to see campaigns that engage people on their parishes to give on Giving Tuesday to specific causes, or their clubs, the sport clubs, or their Boy Scout clubs, whatever. So that people are usually part of many networks, and if you leverage that and engage like alumni network from a former school, for example, why not go to them and get them engaged in your Giving Tuesday campaign and having them asking on your behalf. There's so many ideas, there's so many ways we can leverage our campaign and have more success on raising funds for us.
Yeah. And you know what, JP, that's really true when you said that. You know, when they say if you don't try, you'll never know. The same thing is if you don't ask, you'll never get to where you want to go. Like you will never know if they're gonna give or not. So that's true. That I like that. I like what you just explained. And then how can nonprofits move donors? And this is very important, from awareness to action, like especially first time givers. We're telling them all about Giving Tuesday. We're telling them all about end of year campaign. We're pushing that, you know, that awareness. Now, how do we push them to actually act and donate?
And it's usually a challenge in the US because different compared to other countries, US is much more engaged on Giving Tuesday. It's much bigger there than anywhere else in the world. So there are many organizations running Giving Tuesday, their own Giving Tuesday campaign. So what my one of my suggestions is make a compelling cause for people to give. So share a story, for example, share an example or a story of someone who has been benefited or has been changed, has had its life changed by your organization. Make it personal when you are asking, because there's a lot of trust on giving, but not necessarily on the first donation. The first donation has more to do with the moment when you are asking and how you are asking, more than trust or trusting the organization. Trust has to do with keeping the donation coming.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask, you have to make you have to make people sensible to your cause. You have to make people stop and reflect upon your ask and why they should give to you. So being trying to share emotional messages that touch people, it helps, or it's a way to actually try to engage the first time donors, because if they don't know you, if they don't have someone they trust asking on your behalf, if you just reach them on a different way, they've never been reached, it's harder for them to become your donor. So the how, the story you share helps a lot.
That's great. Thank you, JP. And last question, how can data from past Giving Tuesdays help improve engagement and retention this year?
Oh, I love data. I love studying data and trying to understand how people behave. So there are so many things we can do. If we ran, if we had ran sent a newsletter like the year before, we probably know the success rates, how many people clicked on our and read our newsletter. We probably know what worked. Eventually people can send, if your organization has a structure and a good number of emails on your mailing list, you can send two different emails and see which one engages more people, and maybe next year you have even more knowledge to know which email works better and send one and only email next year. And when we go to Instagram, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, all of them provide us with statistics on our posts. We know how people are. We can try to understand when people will comment more, when people will share a post more. Now on Instagram, you can share the posts. You couldn't do that last year. We can now share posts on Instagram. I don't know what took them so long to make that happen, but we can now have people sharing posts. You might create some sort of contest to engage people on sharing your post on Giving Tuesday, and data helps us on that, on understanding what works better, what doesn't, with whom, where, what kind of message, colors, and everything. But it requires that the organization has the capacity to slow down and take a look into the data they have, so they can run a proper analysis of it.
I agree with you. Sometimes people focus more on just, showing information, content, and they don't stop for a second and say, is this content working? Because if it's not working, we have to redo it or do it in another way. So yeah, that's an incredible tip. Thank you, JP, so much for your time. I appreciate it. JP will be also like sharing with me some information from Giving Tuesday. There's a Giving Tuesday webinar next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday?
Yes, next Tuesday we are organizing a, let's call, webinar to organizations. This version is in Spanish, Laura, but we will
Oh,
share the link here. And there's also, I'm going to share in a few minutes the link here for you to access our own Giving Tuesday webpage, where there's a lot of content and material, and even a Canva link to templates on Canva that your organization can download, adjust, and use it themselves if they want to.
yeah, Giving Tuesday has even the Giving Tuesday for the United States, or Giving Tuesday in English, in countries that speak English. They have a lot of resources that I can share too, from their website and from their social media, regarding presentations, checklists, anything you might need to be prepared for Giving Tuesday. JP, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Now we'll go with, thank you, JP. Now we'll go with Jonita. Jonita will talk to us more about how to actually create a fundraiser that works. What are the checklists that we need to know? And Jonita, I'm gonna start. You can go ahead and.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Being here means that you do care about your fundraising and your organization, because Giving Tuesday, it's a spectacular day of generosity around the world, and it can be used in different ways to leverage, the awareness or the fundraising of your organization. So JP just told us that Giving Tuesday can be used in a lot of ways, not only for fundraising, but if you choose to do a fundraising Giving Tuesday, there's a lot of things that you can do to have the best Giving Tuesday that you can. So first of all, you have to understand that if you choose to do fundraising on Giving Tuesday, you're doing a fundraising campaign. And this has to, it has some steps that you have to do, because it's not something like, oh, let's see what I can do. I'm going to put one or two posts on Facebook, and then I'm going to do like a WhatsApp, and let's see what happens. Because spoiler alert, not much is going to happen. So you have to do your proper strategy. So I think that I'm going to tell you guys how old I am, but that Sesame Street have like a word of the day. So I want you to take something from here. It's the word strategy, because you have to strategize your campaign. And JP was talking a little bit about what things you can do, like, for example, do social media and know how the percentage of the engagement is, or talking to donors, or stuff like that. Well, you have to do a proper plan for your Giving Tuesday campaign. So first of all, you have to set some goals, and then you have to see on what channels you're going to move your campaign, and the message is very important as well. So that it's something that you have to like sit down and really think about what you want. Do you want to do a fundraising campaign for donations like money, or do you want volunteers, or you want awareness? Or first of all, you have to like ask yourself and your organization, what do you want to do? Because actually using Giving Tuesday as a tool for fundraising, it's really recommended because on that specific day, a lot of movement is happening around that day. So you're gonna jump in on that wave of publicity, and everybody's gonna know about you. But if you do stuff the right way, you can also get donations and people knowing who you are and what you do, and getting not only new donors but maybe re-engaging donors that once were given and then for some reason stopped. But it's very important for you to, for example, have a very active social media, because they are going to look for you on social media. So first, one of the first things that you have to put on that plan is, for example, how is my social media? Do I have a recent post, or my last post is from January of last year? If I am going to do a story, is that something that it's really well thought and reflects the impact that my organization has? Is my board of director on board and helping me spread the message of Giving Tuesday? Do they know that I'm going to do a campaign on Giving Tuesday? So my first tip for you is you have to sit down and make a plan. And in that plan, you have to visualize a lot of things. First of all, look at it as like a pre, during, and post Giving Tuesday. You have to understand, you have to do like, what is going to be my message? What am I going to ask for? How much am I going to ask for? How am I going to spread the message? During Giving Tuesday, you have to have someone assigned to social media, because maybe you're going to receive messages in social media, and you have to be able to like answer quickly, because that message could mean a donation for your organization. So who's going to be answering the message? Does your link for donation functions correctly? I mean, that donor experience through your page, how is that it? Do I am I going to use like a platform to do my Giving Tuesday? For example, NEDDIE is a great way, and it's not that I'm hearing NEDDIE, but NEDDIE it's someone, it's a platform that I'm always promoting, because they do a lot of great things on Giving Tuesday. They do matching, they do promotion for the organization, they do a lot of things, and you want that for your organization, because sometimes the fundraising people of your organizations are maybe one or two. So you need to look for those opportunities to really like amplify the message and the donors. And obviously, what is going to happen post Giving Tuesday? How are you going to keep those donors engaged with your organization? Because you don't want a one-time donation. So all of that, you have to, like JP said, you have to sit down and like really plan, what are you going to do for Giving Tuesday? There's a lot of resource on this webinar. You're going to receive a lot of resources that you can sit down and you can really look into, like, how do I do this, how I do that, and have everything prepared. Your social media calendar is really important as well. How, from which social media it's the best that I have engagement? Is it Instagram, is it Facebook? And then do like a calendar. And I know that this is something that is going to come in a few minutes, but if you have like an app that can make everything like automized, the better. So look at Giving Tuesday as an opportunity, not only to do fundraising, but to let the world know what your organization does. Look at it as a mixture of, this is going to be like an art and very creative thing, but also you have to have a little science on the side, because you have to sit down and you have to like really put pen to paper to really like flesh it out, how it's going to be, and then have like an evaluation at the end. How this year went? Do I have to do something different? This is really work, this is, I'm going to stick to it. So experiment a lot, look for resources, and just have fun. Giving Tuesday is a very fun day. It's a day that you're gonna see on the internet a lot of stories, a lot of inspiration, and you want to be part of that too. So make it
Thank
happen.
Thank you so much, Anita. And it's what you're saying is true. We sit down with many nonprofits that don't have a plan, and on the day, on Giving Tuesday day, that's when they start promoting. And of course, the numbers don't show because nobody knows about what they're promoting. Nobody knows it's Giving Tuesday. They haven't created awareness. They haven't created, hey, we're participating on this day. Please support us. While the top nonprofits that do receive
Yeah,
support on Giving Tuesday, they have been doing it with months in advance. Like now in October, I'm already seeing nonprofits already
they started.
talking about Giving Tuesday. Yeah, so this is a way to create brand awareness starting now. Like this is, you have to start already and have a strategy. Janita, I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
So effective campaign strategies for Giving Tuesday and end of year. Can you give me like, I know you said social media. Can you give me like, with the nonprofits that you have worked, maybe a strategy that has worked really well for them?
Yes. Storytelling used to be, it's one of the things that connect more with donors. And this is something that it has to be like really like stressed, because fundraising, you have to connect with the donor. It's very different from doing grants. You have to tell your story, make them empathize with you, make them care for the cause. So storytelling and having the voice of the participants inside of that campaign is very important, even if it's like a quote or a video, if it's possible, because some causes are very sensitive. But even if you want to create a character based on the participants that you have, it's having that voice present is what it's going to have like the engagement with the donors. So and another thing is, if you're going to do that, make sure that what you say, it's real, that
Mhm.
it's really happened, and the impact is real, because you don't want people to later find out that what you said, it's not what's really happening, because transparency and integrity is very important on our organization, because it's going to create trust with funders. And usually what happens is that funders are going to recommend your cause and your organization to other donors. So you want to be as transparent as possible. So that it's going to be my second tip. And also use social media to present that, because they, more than your website, they're going to look to your social media, because that is something that you update constantly. So make sure that you have videos, and you have like photos of events, or you have pictures of services that you have like carousels or stories, or whatever it is that you want to have, but make yourself visible for them.
Thank you. And that's so true. Even with the websites, I've been to websites that say at the bottom 2021, like it hasn't been updated since 2021. And sometimes you're like, are they still active? So they go to the social
You
media.
think that it doesn't matter and they don't
And
notice, but they
they
do.
check. Yes,
So,
donors check because if I'm putting my money into something, I want to know that
yes.
it's legitimate. So social media is crucial during big campaigns like Giving Tuesday. What are the key metrics that tell me that I'm going in the right path towards a successful campaign? Like, how do I know?
Well, there's a few things that you have to check. First of all, as I said before, there has to be like some sort of strategy. So you have to look for some things like purposely. For example, how how much engagement do you have on your social media? If you post, do people comment? Do they at least like the post? Do they share it? And JP said something that is really true. You have to be very aware of what type of post resonates more with your audience. So do more of that. And you have a lot of social media that have a lot of data that you can look into. Maybe look into what time of day it's better, AM, PM, at night. What type of posts do they like more? Stories or like posts? What social media gets the best? Maybe it's LinkedIn, maybe it's Instagram, or maybe it's Facebook, and that depends a lot on the donor that you want to reach, because there's people, I mean, generation X, my generation, we are more on Facebook. There's a generation like the younger one that it's more on TikTok. So you have to know that, then you have to go to TikTok. So those type of data, it's very important. And also the percentage of conversion. Example, people that are on my social media, are they donating? Are they part of my newsletter? Or they are, it doesn't add up. Maybe it's that I have to put more posts with the information on how to be part of my newsletter or how to donate. Maybe I'm not doing that. Another thing is, how many donors do you have that are recurrent, or it's more like a one-time thing, or how many traffic do I have on my web page or my, to see those, it's supposed to go like, if you have a campaign and you do it well, those numbers are going to go up. If they are not going up, something is up. So you have to really see, especially the first 24 to 72 hours, how are people responding. If you do not get the response that you expect, you have to change something. So that is something that I like to stress when you're doing a campaign, that you can have everything on paper. You can do the strategy, but you have to also be present in the moment, because sometimes the strategy that you choose could not be resonating. So you have to pivot. So, okay, this is not working. What I'm going to do to change this, to make more people aware of what I'm doing, or my percentage needs to get up. So the fundraising efforts should be like really like divided, what is going to happen and the creative part and everything, but also like watching the numbers. Those key things, to they are going to tell you if you have to pivot or not.
That's good. And you know what? Some of these tools, many of these tools have analytics integrated.
Yeah.
Like on Instagram, you can actually go to insights and see how your post is
Hmm.
doing. And you can get all the information. The same thing with Google Analytics with your website. You can see the traffic through Google Analytics. And the other thing is, if you're using any newsletter tool, you can see how many people
Yeah.
open the newsletter, how many people haven't opened it, or how many people clicked on it. So this is a way to know how well you're doing. And those are like,
Well, I another tip that I can give you is that you have to be as a team with the communication people of your organization,
mhm,
because usually they are the ones that can help you get that information very quickly. So every time that you're going to do a campaign, there's a lot of people on your team that should be involved in various levels. Communication people are key for this type of information. Obviously the board should be on board as well, because they are going to be helping you like spread the word, and also the team, because this is something that I see a lot, that the people of development do the campaign and nobody knows in the organization what's going on, and it doesn't move. And especially on Giving Tuesday, this is important, because that is how you're gonna get your key metrics. That's gonna get the ball rolling, so to speak. So tell your team, tell your board, and have everybody on board, so to speak.
perfect. And last question, and this one is a good one, I feel. How do I avoid donor fatigue, but keep them engaged throughout Giving Tuesday, end of year,
Yeah.
and throughout the year? Like, how do I avoid them getting sick of me?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that donors are people, and you have to put yourself in their shoes. I mean, how would you feel if you only hear from organization to ask for money?
Mhm.
There's gonna be a time that you're gonna say, you know what, I know what that email means, so I'm not gonna open it. So you have to, like, first of all, you have to understand that they are people. So besides asking for money, you have to keep them informed and make them feel part of the organization. Like, for example, send them emails about what's going on in your organization, what happened after Giving Tuesday with the donations that we got, what were we able to do. Like, send personal emails if you can to those donors saying thank you. Thank you is so important. After Giving Tuesday, make a post on your social media thanking everyone. Make an email, a newsletter, or something that makes them feel like they know what happened with their donations. And what you want is not a donor, you want to make them an ally, and then the donations are gonna come. But that simple thing as a thank you, like, I know about you and you're not asking for money. You can even send emails that change the dynamic, like, oh, please answer this poll, or we're going to have this, you're cordially invited to come to this activity, so that they know your organization, because sometimes donors give to a cause, not necessarily an organization. So you have to make that conversion to make them give to your organization. And donor relation is very important to that to happen, and that it's gonna keep them motivated so they don't feel fatigued. Because what's going to happen if you don't do that, if you don't have like stewardship involved, is that they maybe give you one time and then you're not going to hear from them again, and you're going to receive the unsubscribe on your newsletter because they are tired of receiving emails asking for money.
That's so true. And Janita, you said that, and it brought me a memory. So as you know, we as a platform that we have so many nonprofits on NEDDIE, we are always we're constantly talking to donors. We're sending them newsletter, and we sent once during the floods in Austin, Texas. We sent an email talking about a campaign for, it was Austin Disaster Relief Network. And we're like, they need your donation now, they need your support, and not many people engaged. Then we created another newsletter with information from the news. This amount of people are missing, and other information, and these are the recovery efforts, and we sent all the information. Then we sent the different ways that they could help: volunteering, helping with recovery, helping with giving food and water and things like that, and also the donation link if they wanted to donate. But it has information for them to be informed. It was a hit. Like, people were donating, people were reaching out to Austin Disaster Relief Network because it was a different approach. It wasn't only about an ask. It was more like, this is the information that maybe you're missing out on the news. We're giving
Yeah.
it to you. So here it goes. And so that's a strategy on when creating newsletters or when reaching out via emails. Change the dynamic. Don't
Yes.
stick to the same, we're raising money, we're raising money. People do get tired of listening
Yeah.
to the same
Just
thing.
just forget
It's
about the
get
phrase
up.
donate now. That doesn't exist in your vocabulary. Say something else.
They support us. And what you
Yeah.
said about the cause, people donate to the cause, and that converts into donating to your mission. So true. At all of our donors on NEDDIE, we have a very big community of donors. They donate to different causes every month. And there's some causes that they donate like regularly, and there are other causes that it's like a new cause that they're like into it because something happened, or they saw something, or they're going through something in their family, and they just choose that cause, and then that
Yeah,
comes
because
into your
unless there is like a relationship with that donor, the donor is gonna feel fine just donating to the cause, whichever organization it is, because I already donated and I'm fine. But
Mhm.
that's not what we want as an organization. We want you to donate to us. And how that
Mhm.
happens, you have to convert them from
Mhm.
donors to allies.
After that first donation, how do you convert them, right? It doesn't end with the donation, it has to continue. And how do you continue? It's another strategy, right? How do you continue?
Yeah,
So
and
give me
it doesn't matter if the donation is like $5 or 1,000. There are different strategies to say thank you,
Yeah.
depending of the segment. But it's important that you say thank you, because you don't know if that person that gives you like $5, eventually it's gonna keep increasing the amount. So they are
Mhm.
as important as the one that gave you like $1,000.
Yes, that's true. Okay, Jonita, thank you so much. I want you to stick around because it's
Yes,
my turn, and I might need somebody to ask me questions.
yes,
So stay here with me. I'm going to be talking to you guys about free tools, free online tools that will help you leverage your strategy, leverage your, what you want to do for Giving Tuesday. And I'll talk to you about other things as well. Let me start the presentation here. Okay. And Janita, can you see this?
yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Giving Tuesday marketing strategies. Here I put just different tools Some of them you know, some of them maybe you don't know, but these companies, these applications offer free online tools. So for example, one of the things that we use at NEDDIE, and let me tell you, when we started NEDDIE, we started with zero money, or we had no money when we started. And we needed to somehow, start the company and push it forward. So we started using free tools. And that's when we learned that Canva, for example, Canva has a free tier that you can use, and you can create incredible posts for your social media, and you can create many very quick. You don't need to pay for Canva. You can create so many things. And I know that some of you are joining us from other countries. I don't know if you have Canva. I hope you do, or some of these tools. But just to let you know, Canva has been crucial for us to be able to have beautiful, even this presentation that you're seeing now was made on Canva. So I highly recommend it just to create really quick content for social media. And then MailChimp is a little chimp that you see there. That's MailChimp. MailChimp is what we use for our newsletters. MailChimp has a basic tier. It is free, and it allows you to have up to 500 contacts and send about 1,000 emails per month. So I know that many of you have way more contacts than that, but if you're starting, or if it's for a specific campaign, you can have MailChimp. MailChimp has a lot of tools integrated where you can do beautiful newsletters, you can see analytics, and you can have scheduled newsletters that you every week if you want, or every month you can have these newsletters go out. This is crucial to keep the momentum with that first time donor. Keep the momentum with your donors that you have, your community of donors, to keep them engaged through email and to know more about your organization. And then I have CapCut. I've been using CapCut for my reels and for videos for TikTok, for YouTube, for Instagram, Facebook. You can do really quick 1 minute videos. You can do longer videos, but you can do quick videos. And it's so easy to use that you can make it look professional, and you don't have to pay for somebody to create a video for you. And they actually give you tips on how to create really cool videos that are engaging. Then we have social media: LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, all of the ones that are out there. They are incredible for peer-to-peer campaigning strategies. Like, this is the way that you get your brand out there. This is the way to reach out to people that don't know about your organization, or people that are all across the United States. This is the way to do it. Social media is very important. It's as important as your website. It's as important as any strategy. And Jonita and Joe Paulo, they also spoke about social media, just because how easy it is to engage with donors through social media. So on Giving Tuesday, even starting today, start your campaigning, start your strategy, and start posting. This is free. You don't have to pay ads. You don't have to pay for anything. Just ask your followers to share. And that's it. That's the way you get the ball rolling. And that's the way that people start donating to your cause or coming into your website. And remember, you say, oh, maybe I have 5,000 followers, but I don't have more. Okay, 5,000 followers that share your campaign, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. It multiplies, right? And remember, any follower that starts following you might become a donor. So you keep that social media fresh. So they convert into to being donors. And then I have Google Ads. Google Ads offers up to $10,000 on ad credits, where you can have post Google your ad on Google, and you can appear first, or appear in the first page. For that one, I'll send you guys with the package on how to do it, because they do require some information. So Google Ads is another way that has something free, and you can have your own ad on Google. And then ChatGPT. I know that some of us are like, AI, like we're not liking some of the things with AI, but we need to learn about AI. Many of the top nonprofits that they generate so much revenue are already using AI, and you have to keep up with what's happening in the world and what's happening with AI. ChatGPT offers a free tier of basic tools. What can you do with ChatGPT? A strategy. ChatGPT, give me like a strategy on how to create a really good effective fundraising campaign for Giving Tuesday. What should I post? Tell me different ways or different activities I can do for Giving Tuesday. What can I tell me some content for this specific picture that I have? And ChatGPT will help with all of that information. What it does is it doesn't replace, and just hear this out, doesn't replace your employees, doesn't replace your work, because it's still not perfect and it's still an AI. It's not a human. So with whatever the ChatGPT generates or gives you, you have to work with that, and you have to still work with giving the human touch and giving like the personality and giving the tone and giving, because it's not like, don't use it like, oh, whatever ChatGPT says, I'm just gonna copy paste. I don't recommend that. But it does help with strategizing and brainstorming. And then NEDDIE. I'm going to talk to you about NEDDIE, because with NEDDIE, we can help you with many, many things. So let me see. Here we go. Okay, NEDDIE. What we do in NEDDIE, we offer nonprofits tools, and we also offer donors tools. So what we offer nonprofits, we offer, and this is completely free, we offer a charity marketplace where donors from all over the country can find you. It's like the kayak. Instead of flights, where we showcase nonprofits. And each nonprofits have a profile page where they can showcase their mission, their impact. They can showcase, and here you see it over here. They can, down below goes the impact, current fundraisers. People can donate. You can have your own marketplace there where people can buy items from your store, or people can donate to your wish list. Also, people can visit your website. We are pro nonprofits. We want people to find you, to relate to you, and for you to have a really close connection with donors. So people can also visit your website. As for the back end, what you see, one of the things that we offer now, and this dashboard is coming out in November. We offer a comprehensive dashboard where you can see all of the donor and donation information, like name, last name, email, the zip code, where are they donating from? This is a good indicator on where are you reaching donors at. And the type, is it recurring, is it in the status. So you have all this information. Not only that, you can click here, there's a little envelope. You can actually send emails to your donors via this little envelope here. You can also see your impact and how much donations you have, how much revenue or your donations you've had that year. You have the key actions to create your profile, your fundraisers, and your social share hub, amongst many other things that we offer. But what's important about NEDDIE is not only the nonprofit side, but the donor side. On the donor side, they can see, not only they can see that what you see, their transactions, they can also see their impact. They can also raise funds for like a peer-to-peer campaigns. They can match their donations, and they can see the causes of the month. We all already on our site, we always spotlight some nonprofits that people have to pay attention to because it's the cause of the month. For example, Texas Flooding or Hispanic Heritage Month. So this is a way for donors to already engage with certain causes every month. And this is how donors track their donations. They can send themselves receipts. They can email their report. You guys also have a way to download reports. And what's important for Giving Tuesday and what's coming is that what we have is different ways for donors to pay, to donate. So we have credit card, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal, ACH bank transfers. So donors can give in any way they want, not only how I showed you by the marketplace or wish list, but they also can donate with any payment method. And that has been very important for us at NEDDIE, because some donors actually prefer to donate with a certain specific payment method. And we also, this is coming now in November, we will also have recurring donations. One thing to have in mind for nonprofits is that NEDDIE will become available to have on your website. So this checkout box will become available in November, and you can actually have that checkout box on your website. If you don't have these capabilities, NEDDIE will give them to you. Last or not, last, right? The purpose match through the years. NEDDIE last year gave $14,000 in matching. We raised $67,000, and our successful fundraisers were these three horses. We've had many fundraisers over, I don't know, over 100 people, nonprofits participated of the purpose match. And then, but these were the top ones, Horses of Hope from Puerto Rico, Techos Pa Mi Gente from Puerto Rico, and Austin Disaster Relief. That's how much they raised on Giving Tuesday. I know we have like a few minutes left. Just remember, oh, sorry. Just remember that for matching programs, NEDDIE's also free. So you can be part of NEDDIE, and you can have all these tools for free and also participate in matching programs. Donita, I think that we can do like maybe 2 questions.
Yes.
So go ahead.
I think that this one is very important because of the nature of some organizations that they have smaller teams. So how can smaller organizations compete digitally without large marketing budgets or tech teams?
And thank you for asking that. I put my questions here, my answers, because I want to send that to all of you. So first off, low cost tools, just like that one I said. Use programs like Google Ad Grants that give $10,000 a month in ad credits to increase visibility without spending, or use any of these free online tools that will help you further your visibility without spending any money. Focus on storytelling, just like you said, Jonita, and branding. Clear, consistent messaging and good storytelling will help you stand out. Choose the right platforms. Target platforms where your audience already is, than trying to be everywhere. So go to your social medias where your donors or your followers are, and target those. Or any fundraising platforms that your donors follow, and target those instead of trying to be everywhere at once. Optimize your website and donation flow. So make it easy to navigate on mobile, because most donors will come on mobile, and minimize the friction and streamline giving. Another thing is use content and data smartly. Share impact-driven stories backed with simple data. For example, thanks to you, we helped 500 families this year. That is very, very impactful. Just saying the number of people that you're helping, or the number of people that you have impacted. And then automate when possible. Even small organizations can use basic email campaigns, segmentation, or automation to stay in touch and track performance. And track metrics. That's very important, like email open rates, social engagement, website conversions, because what you don't want to do is more work, but that's not producing any type of performance. You want to do the right work, what works for you, and then keep doing that. That's what will help you get to where those top nonprofits are.
And I have one that it's for me, it's very important because I know that if you do not have a good donor like experience on your webpage, they're gonna leave if they have like a lot of trouble to make a donation and they're gonna go someplace else. So how can nonprofits simplify the online donation process to boost the conversion rates by 20% or more?
This is something, Janita, that we've been studying, and this is tech companies do this. We study where people click, how many people click, what, how much, what was the conversion, or when people go in and just leave without paying, why, what happened, and we study that, and we change and change and change until it's perfect. And one of the things with donation is, when I've been to some websites from nonprofits, I don't know where to donate because the button is nowhere to be found, or they have another word that I don't understand as donate. Maybe they have give or support, or but I don't like it's not right to me as, oh, it's donate. Or there's many pop-ups. I go in and there's like a pop-up, like a newsletter pop-up, and so a donor has, our attention span has been limited, and now we want things fast. So if you have a clear donate button that they go and that flow is less than 3 clicks, that they don't have to be page by page by page. So for example, the less fields you have for donors to fill out, the better. What do you need? You need their name, their email, and maybe their zip code or location. I know that some nonprofits want to have their address, but it's longer. You're making it longer. Or they have formularies on, would you rate, how much you rate this? Nobody wants that. People want to just put the amount, put their name, put the payment methods, and be done. So making it easy for them to do that is best. And then limit the distractions. Don't have many pop-ups or don't have many things going on that they don't know where to go. Make it very easy, a simple donate, or having an API or a fundraising checkout box like NEDDIE that makes it, we have studied that, and makes it easier for us to just like for people to go and put the amount and donate. That's the best way, and that's how you will convert. This is something studied. This is not, so we know that that's how it happens. I want to thank all of you for coming, and we will be sending all of our information. I'll give you the links for the free tools so you know which are the free tools. Any information from Giving Tuesday to help you with your strategy, and any information from Jonita. Jonita, thank you so much for being with us and telling us how to strategize this Giving Tuesday. And remember, Giving Tuesday is the start of your end of year giving. Let's say like that is like the big push for that last month, that last stretch. Don't see it just as one day. It is the first day of the rest of your fundraising. It is the first day of these first donors that have never engaged with you, but that they will continue engaging thanks to that day and thanks to that branding. JP, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll continue sending you and connecting with you so you learn more about not only Giving Tuesday, but how to fundraise effectively and how to grow your organization. Thank you, everybody. Bye.